Three. Okay, I have three questions, open-ended questions
Okay.
about the movie Firefly because I haven't seen it. And I just finished that whole series, and it was just one season, which sucked.
Wasn't even one season.
Oh,
Do you know why it got canceled?
why?
Before you go into the questions, they got fucked hard by Fox. They kept first of all, they didn't start with the first episode. They started with the second episode. They played the first episode like the fourth episode. And then they also like changed the day and time that they showed each episode. Like they kept switching it up.
No.
And they're like, oh, we know why you're not getting ratings. And everybody's like, yeah, you do know why you're not getting ratings because nobody knows when to watch the damn thing.
Oh, they screwed them.
Yeah, they screwed them hard. But go ahead with your questions.
No, my one question I hope the movie answers is like, who the hell is that doctor or priest, the preacher? You know, like he's so mysterious. He's when he got hurt, and then and they had to go to like the military dudes. And they were like, we're not gonna doctor him up or whatever. Dude bust out a magical card, and they were like, get him to the emergency room now. And I was like, okay, so I'm sure later on they're gonna answer that. Nope, nothing.
They had plans. It was a brilliant plan. They didn't get to it.
Yeah, if they gave him more seasons, that would have been a whole story arc to find out who he is.
I don't want to say anything. I just want you to see the movie first. Okay, well, I'll say this. They do not answer that. They didn't have time in the movie. Hold on. Calm down. So they took the story that they were going to do, and they did it in a comic book. So I know the story of him and how he did everything. It's brilliant because they did it time backwards. Like it was a linear story, but it was told backwards from the last time you see him in the movies, like the beginning, and it just kind of goes backwards in time. And each time you jump back in time, you get more answers about him until you get to the beginning. It is freaking brilliant.
Okay.
It's one of the weirdest things I've ever read in my life, and it's a comic book. It's so freaking good. It would have been such a fantastic show.
You happen to have this comic book?
I think I do. I know I have about 10 of the Fireflies. A few of the Buffys.
I learn new things about you every day, Caleb.
Well, even though it turns out he's a kind of an abusive dick.
Are we talking Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
No, Josh Whedon is the guy who wrote both of those things, and he also did Angel and the first Avengers movie, the first two Avengers movies, and a bunch of other things. He is a brilliant writer. You're not gonna hear about him anymore because turns out he's an abusive dick. He's kind of a dick to everybody.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, he's kind of just a shithead.
That's Hollywood.
That's Hollywood. But it's too bad because the man, writing wise, holy fuck, he's good. Yeah. Anyway. How we doing today? Welcome to Lone Star Sumo. We are Sake&Sumo. Okay, relax, you over here. I'm also drinking. I've been drinking actually for a while because we were supposed to start this at 8. It's now 9:30. And
sorry, y'all.
But I was like, I'll just start drinking now. What the best idea ever?
I'm being extra classy. I got rosé, but it's called Angels and Cowboys.
That's actually a great name. Mine's just more of my own cider that I made. It's really good. Mm-hmm. I actually really enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Well,
little shout out. I won Grand Sumo Breakdown shirt today. I'm doing that because they shouted out Breakfast in the Box Show twice this month.
Yeah.
Once in their mid thing, they talked about tree trunks.
Yes.
And then their review that they just had, they talked about the nickname pancakes. So
pancakes. Yeah.
Those who watch Breakfast and Box Show, Breakfast and Box Show, you'll know who we're talking about.
Yes.
Okay.
And Jake actually got on the morning one.
Yeah, that's how he found out the names. Yeah.
Well, I know. I'm just saying. Like I'm very happy.
That's
that I'm just happy. I was like, oh, look at Jake didn't know any of the terminology of all the all the randomness that we've come up with, but he now knows the cool kid lingo.
true. You really should probably stop using the Eric one because you keep getting more and more people outside of the U.S. sumo thing, and they're like, "Who the hell are you talking about?"
And I explained it to him. There's a lot of
Who the fuck is that?
I send them down the rabbit hole, and I go, I need you to look up, Eric. And actually, I think shout out to Pedro from Brazil, who actually looked up Eric on Instagram and was like, "Hey, he actually does look like him." So
You know what you could
just
do, guys, if you're watching this and you're wondering who Eric is, you can actually look up Sensei Seth. He does a few sumo things with Eric, and those are awesome.
true,
Beautiful.
very true, very 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 true.
Loving Sensei Seth. Loving Sensei Seth. He did a contest of the best self-defense. They used a bunch of martial artists and put them in situations, and he said he used a lot of sumo in his self-defense. Like that was his mind was like, okay, in sumo, it's attack and get it done as fast as possible.
Yeah,
that works. And he just started kicking the crap out of people. Almost won the whole thing. So way to go, Sensei.
good job, Sensei Seth.
But that's not what we're here for. I apologize. I'm drinking. We are here to talk about the July Bash Show. Is that where we're at? Is it the month we're in?
You had a Mitch McConnell moment.
July Bash Show. It was one of the best I've seen in a while.
Yes,
the best all year, in my opinion, too. It was fantastic
from start to finish. Like, yeah. I mean, just the consistency of solid matches. Every single day had at least one match that was mind blowing. And it kept us in suspense. There were no front runners who were just taking the ball and running with it.
Yeah.
It just kept changing up. We didn't know until day 15. Shit, who was the winner? Like,
and we had a playoff. Yeah, it was awesome. I love playoffs. The only thing I could say is we're going to miss some stuff. We're going to miss some things today. We're going to try to talk as much as we can.
Okay.
There's no way we're going to remember it all. It was too good. There was too much stuff going on.
Yeah.
What we're mainly going to do is go through the questions you lovely people put up for me on the internet. Let's see here.
Who gave us questions, Caleb?
Let's start with Zombie Mommy, who's probably our biggest fan, honestly.
100%.
100% our biggest fan. She's the man.
Yeah.
She started her first. She has multiple questions. Her first question is, how much longer do we think Teru has? I guess before he retires is what she's saying.
Oh.
Erno Fuji, who missed this tournament, or he did the first few days, right? And then he's like, no, I can't.
I have a feeling he has the same level of pride as Kisano Sato. He might. I can see him sticking around for even a year, for 5 to 6 bashos, but pulling out of a bunch of them until he finally needs to admit to himself the knee issue plus the back issue, and herniated disc or a slip disc, a herniated disc. That will be a reoccurring issue. He can do all the shit that he wants, but one quick tweak, and he's out of the game again.
And at this, and more than likely, 99% chance that he's gonna have to have surgery when he's done on his back, when he's done doing sumo. And that happens to some athletes. There are people who in football, Peyton Manning knew like 5 years before he retired, he had to replace his hip. But he knew if he did it now, he was screwed. So he just waited until he knew he was done. People do that. It happens. Like, okay, well, I'm just going to wait because I don't want to quit.
Yeah. We'll fight through the pain. But my guess, max 6, but 6 more bashos, we keep him as Yokozuna.
6 more that he's competed in, or 6 total? Like,
but the thing, you can say compete, but he shows up, and on day 4 he's gone. So Did he compete? Yes. That's the flow of things that I think we're going to see from now on. I don't now. How many bashos will he complete?
I was asking time wise. What you think he's going to be? Here's another question. Let's forget that. Forget that.
It's bashos.
Do you think, because you compare it to Kino Sato, do you think the Yokozuna Council is going to be as lenient on him as they were Kino Sato? I think they were that lenient on him.
No,
Japanese.
it's not Japanese.
Yeah. So yeah, how hard are they going to start giving him shit? Not finishing tournaments anymore. I think that one he did last tournament, where he won pretty handily the whole tournament.
Yeah.
I think I'll give him some leeway. Maybe
that leeway is gonna run out faster than Kisuno Sato. You are correct.
Do a tournament. I think by January they're gonna expect him to like finish a tournament. That's what I think. Because I don't think they're not gonna be as lenient. It's just not.
No. Okay. All right.
Second question.
Oh, she got all the questions.
She got all the questions. How do you feel about all the debutantes? Well, I mean,
good question.
With the big one, the Rikishi, formerly known as Ochiai,
yes.
Who, man,
all three of them.
All three of them. I'm not saying that, but Ochiai was everything I expected him to be.
Yes.
And I didn't actually expect him to be as good as I thought he was in my head, if that makes any sense at all. I'm like, he should be this good. No, there's no way he's going to be that good. You're just thinking he's that good because no. And then he shows up and I'm like, oh, he was that good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, the surprise, like Golden Boy, I was like, okay, I already expected him to do well. I had capped him, I think our last show, I guessed at around 10 wins. So he went.
Yeah, I definitely said double digits, and I think you did too. I think we both said double digits on OGI.
I said, oh, he might not win the U show, but he'll definitely get up. He's going to get up there in his 10 wins. I didn't say, I was like, he's not going to get like 11 or 12, but I mean, clearly he did that.
Yeah, 11. He was a win away from doing the playoffs to try to get this.
Of the three debutantes, Shona no Umi surprised me the most because I didn't give him a second thought until he started actually showing up and showing out. Gonoyama, of course, he came in Jurio 1. Yeah, he came in at a rank higher than Ochiai. So
he won Jurio. He had beaten Ochiai.
Yeah, and he beat Ochiai. So
fantastic. I think he just had a little slip at the end. He started off fantastic too. Yeah, he just had a little
pocket of 4. I think he went 4, so he was winning. He went his first 5 days, and then a 4 loss streak. Then he broke the streak. I think only lost one more time, and then won again. It was his solid. Raccoon Face or Raccoon or Shonano. His name feels so weird to say. I always just want to echo it, just like Shonano. Shona no Umi. I don't know what day he got socked in the face or if he went to a bar fight. But that black eye was his lucky charm because he was, good Lord.
Crazy enough, I don't know why we don't see that more. I've actually mentioned this before. This was like a while back. Why we don't see that more often. People get smacked in the face a lot in pro sumo, like a lot more than even the amateur. And they get smacked in the face a lot. You feel like you would see more black eyes, more puffy lips and stuff in a 15-day period. Something.
I don't know. That be an Asian dope raisin. I don't know. Whatever the fuck.
Erica gave me a bad one in the last Consulates Cup. He he hit me like right in the eye, and I was like, I never gave up so fast in the tournament. He hit me, and I was like, oh, whatever. And then he was like, it's crazy enough. Your eye, I didn't know it was that important. Like your whole body just goes, no.
Yeah. When you visually can't see, I've been hit in the eye before where like it freaked me out because like my eye was like not looking at the same thing as my other eye. Like I was like, oh no, because I thought, oh no, I'm gonna be that weird cockeyed dude. Like That was like my instant thought. Like I just stopped doing everything and was just like I just kept looking to make sure my eyes would like track with each other. Because at first it was like, and then finally it went back. I was like, oh, okay, I'm not that guy. Okay.
Yeah, no, same thing. I stopped doing everything in the middle of a match. I was just like, no.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I just didn't know it. I didn't know it was that hardcore. So yeah, that was crazy too. That was all the debutantes. They're all going to be awesome in my opinion.
They're sticking around for a long time.
Yeah. I'm going to bring up something real quick before we go on to the next question. The princes, Hoshoryu.
Yep.
One of them. He's going to be in Ozeki next tournament. One of the other princess, Pancakes or Konowaka, is the best person at the moment to have the next Ozeki run because he get like 10 or 11. I think he got 11, 10. He's now going to be Sekawaki, and so next two tournaments he has a good chance of getting an Ozeki. That's the other prince, which kind of hurts me because the third prince, and they're called the princes because they are lineage legacies.
They're legacy kids.
Yeah. Oho's the third one. And he's the one that's not consistent.
Womp, womp,
I don't give shit to someone who's been the top division for this long. Like it's been over a year.
He's not showing any consistency to want to rocket up to the top, dude.
Yeah, because he can't. It's obviously a mental thing. His technique is not bad. His body is fantastic. He'll just go on these big streaks of winning or losing. Like he just like, oh, I'm kicking butt, and his brain just does that. I said that 1,000 times, but I'm just gonna say it again. Like his brain is like either like, oh, I can beat anybody, or it's,
oh,
I don't know if I can do this.
Yeah.
And I hope he finds some way out of that. I really do. Because now I'm starting to feel bad that out of the three princes, he's the one that's not even. I mean, I think M6 is his highest. I can be wrong, but I think that's his highest. But he goes to single digit and then back down to the bottom double digits, and then he wins a lot and goes back up to single digits. And he has to find a way out. He has to because all the other guys are kicking butt.
He's gonna be an Indo.
Maybe, but even Endo got to the Sanyaku. I hope he at least gets to the Sanyaku. You know what I mean? He is obviously good enough. He just has to get it together mentally.
Maybe he's good days, yeah. And you love him. I'm indifferent. I'm just like, okay, cool. He's fighting. Like I don't get excited or disappointed. He doesn't fall in the Hokuseiho or Shodai category with me, but he also doesn't fall in the Ochiai category with me.
But it's hard to like give him crap because he comes out with like 11 wins and stuff sometimes.
Yeah,
wins is hard at any point in the division.
He's a middle of the road kind of guy. The guys that I'm like, oh, okay, that's nice to me. Like, the Sarada Umis of the world, the Takara Fujis of the world. Like, oh, they're like, I love Hammerhead. I love Takara Fuji, but will I ever see him in the Sanyaku ranks? Nah, probably not. I don't know. So to me, he falls and he rises and falls in the middle. Does he have staying power at the in the top level? Sure. I don't see him falling down to Jurio anytime soon. So yeah, he'll be around.
Okay. Well,
I'll be around.
So from Zombie Mombi, we're gonna have another question. Who do you think is the next Yokozuna?
Caleb.
I'll be the first 43-year-old accepted into the table.
No, the next American Yokozuna. Might not be tall enough, but I want to see a buff Edo, like a thick, maybe
like gain weight.
Yeah, like what's his name? Who just retired? Ishuda. He'd probably max out at about Ishuda's size. Can you see him hitting? God, even what's his name? Even Midori Fuji size? I don't know.
I can see him getting like at least 260, 270,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
was Fuji when he was at his best was around 275. So,
Shit.
and that was
That'd
a
be great.
muscle. If he could do the Fuji, the swimmer body, but still be like 275, that'd be
Mm.
like partially genetic. That man's muscles were beautiful. It was incredible. I don't think it's a normal thing for most people.
No.
Yeah.
So damn, I forgot the question.
Who
Next,
do you think is going to be
next
next
Yokozuna.
Yokozuna?
Next Yokozuna. Next Yokozuna.
Got three Ozekis right now.
You're gonna hate me. You're really gonna hate me.
I can hate. Yeah, I hate you all the time anyway. I saw what you did with my little photo thing.
Hey, it was beautiful. Everybody, look at the Dark Circle sumo story. I made Caleb fabulous.
All right. So,
Okay, sorry. I'm good. Dog, the only guy who had. No, I can't say his name because. My heart wants to say Asanayama.
Yeah, well, you can say Austin Yama. He may
But
not be
his energy and his face, his energy like that he exudes doesn't say like I'm scary. Other Rikishi should walk in the ring and feel like, oh God damn it. Kind of like you should feel that man's aura. And the guy, that's a Yokozuna thing. It's a,
Yeah, and that's the issue I've had with him forever now. Before he even dropped down, that's been my issue.
Yeah.
That he didn't always have, and he shows it sometimes. His 2 tournaments in Jurio, he showed it. He was going off, but he kind of lost again. I guess it's hard for him to keep that energy up.
Yeah.
Actually, the main reason I picked Tochinoshin over Asayama when we made our bet like forever ago.
Yeah.
I felt like people fear Tochinoshin a little bit more.
True.
Don't feel that because they go in there and they're trying to come up with a plan because they're like, well, I'm not going to outpush this guy. Let's see what I can do.
Yeah.
And that's what they need because when he does have energy, when he comes off the freaking Tachiai, holy crap, it's amazing. But Shodai is amazing too when he comes off, and he does it even less.
You shut your mouth.
It's true. It's true. Shodai just never wants to give his all, and Asayama doesn't either. Just he's a better.
So I retract my statement based off of pure Big D energy. Hoshoryu.
Yeah, I can see that because the last day he had that energy. I don't know if he'll keep it. And I have one little thing about him right now, and he may prove me wrong in the next tournament. This is his first U show. It was a 12-win U show. I'm not trying to take anything away from him, but it was a 12-win U show where he didn't have to face Terunofuji or Takeisho. He has a hard time with both those guys.
Understood. Yeah. I did not factor those 2 people in. I'm just basing off what he did in the show, but I'm basing off of the Yokozuna energy. Not there was a lot of great tacticians. There's a lot of great pushers. I'm talking about guys who walk in the ring and just before they touch you, they hit you. And I like that. And there's so few people. I mean, there's Hakuho, Harama Fuji.
Yeah.
Hakuryu didn't really even have that energy. He was just a good tactician. But there were guys that said before they touched you, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out.
Yeah, the Hawaiian Akibono.
Fuck out.
You scared of those guys, right? Yeah.
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 That's some like
we'll see
on Friday shit.
We'll see what Haas does in this next one. Let's see if he can keep the energy up. I think a big part of it, he needs to. I think he likes not having like a style like I'm gonna beat you with this. I think he likes to be like all over the place but I feel like he needs to.
Unpredictable, which is those are dangerous people.
They're dangerous
Unpredictable people are
but he
dangerous.
needs to be more consistent. He needs to be like, I need to find my best thing and do it, and then go.
Master of
Because sometimes he kind of gets like, I'm gonna trip this guy, and it doesn't work, and he goes, oh, I'm just gonna try again. And it doesn't work. He's like, oh, I'm gonna try again. And he does that. He's like, I'm gonna throw this guy like this, and it doesn't work, and he doesn't like
yeah.
because he wants
Guy,
to win a certain way every time. You know, like whatever he thinks is gonna win, and sometimes he'll force it.
So he won't. He never met. He like what do they call that? He's a master of none.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a master of none. There are guys like a Tochinoshin, like people who like Takakeisho, Tochinoshin, oh shit, Tereno Fuji. There's guys who master
A move
and
or two.
you know with a high degree of certainty, if they get in this position,
They're gonna win.
90% of the time they are going to win.
Yeah.
And yeah, and Haas is more of a roll the dice. He's great with leg work. I'll tell you that.
He's fantastic. I'm not trying to give him shit, but I think that would push him a little bit.
Interesting.
Bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so Haas is definitely that's a successful Ozeki run. They're probably discussing now. We'll probably hear about it next week when he gets it. But I mean, he's gonna get it. You got 33 wins, and you got a Yusho. He's gonna get it. So who do you think now is the next Ozeki? This is also from Zombie Mommy. This is her last question.
Oh, next Ozeki?
The next Ozeki.
Asanoyama.
Asanoyama? Okay.
Wait. No. Waka.
Well, Waka and Daisho hit 9. So unless they get like 12 or more in the next tournament, it's kind of like they're starting over again at this point.
Right. If Daisho, I would love to say Daisho, if he can learn to control, because there were so many. I can name you 3 or 4, 3 of his losses where he was winning 80% of the match, and then just lack of control near the edge flopped it. He just flopped it, and somebody just redirected all that power to the fucking floor.
Yeah.
And if he can learn how to control his feet like Takakeisho does, I wouldn't even question he'd be the next Ozeki. But I just don't know that he's gonna be that consistent with these edge flops.
Yeah, he and Waka would have to probably do 12 in the next 2 tournaments to do it, or they had to have an insanely like 14 win, something like that. So they would have a hard time, but they're good. And Asanoyama has a chance. That means no one else is going to get there while he's still building himself up, because he's going to take at least a year, I think.
Maybe I would love to say Asanoyama, although Asanoyama did lose to fucking tree trunks.
Yeah,
that's some bullshit.
I think Konowaka has a good chance because I feel like you sleep on him a lot.
I do.
I think we all do.
Yeah.
He wins a lot too. He's a lot like Waka when he was coming up too. When we weren't talking about him, but I mentioned like, is it just me or does he freaking win a lot? And we don't really notice.
Like forget that they're winning. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah, it's like the end of the tournament. You're like, did he just get 9 or 10 wins? Did we just when did that happen? And that's the same thing. So I think with 11 coming in, he could probably get. I would not be surprised if he gets like 10 or 11 in each of the next 2 tournaments.
Yeah.
It depends on how he feels. But I mean, he's probably gonna be Sekawake in this next one. So yeah, it depends on how he can finish with the other guys or how he feels at the beginning where he has to take on the like M1s and guys since the first 5 days. So we'll see.
Yeah.
So that's Zombie Mommy. We're gonna
Zombie Mommy.
Yeah, she's amazing.
My question. Oh, I have a question for you, sir.
Sure.
Thank you, Zombie Mommy, for the questions. How fast do you think? In how many bashos will Hakuoho get in the Sanyaku rank?
I think he do it pretty fast.
I know.
I think
That is my question to you. I'm just like, this kid is about to hop, skip, and a jump to the Sanyaku ranks.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's already there in January, which is 2 tournaments away.
I
He gets
we are in
like
100%
11s, 12s again, definitely. If he slows down and gets like an 8 or 9, he may not be till the middle of next year. But if he keeps
that
getting
boy was 19. There is no slowdown in him.
well, remember his shoulder was hurting him, so I don't know.
Yeah.
That could be a constant pain thing. We'll see what happens with that. But that's what I'm saying right now. I will ask me again after this next tournament in September because we will know more then. Because
Have
he's
more
going to be
data.
higher up. Because he faced most of the lower guys in this one, and he only faced the higher guys near the end. Even though he was fantastic against them,
I was gonna say, even if it was at the end, he still had to fight.
But he had built. I'm saying he built up momentum at that point.
Oh yeah.
You have to start off getting those guys in the joy, and before, that gets harder. And then when you get in the joy, and you have to start off fighting the guys in Sanyaku, that gets even harder.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ask me after the next one. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
So my brother Cade has a question for us, and my brother Cade asked me, which pro wrestlers would be best at sumo? And Jason, I'll let you answer first. You don't know a lot of pro wrestlers, but you know.
I don't know a lot of pro wrestlers. I know all the old ones, like the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah.
Okay.
After physical prime.
Most of them no, because the discipline and respect factor isn't there. But I would love to see The Rock. I can imagine The Rock in a Mawashi and actually trying it. The younger Rock. I mean,
it's possible because he works really hard on things.
Yes, I could see him actually respecting the work ethic. A lot of the
great wrestlers do, because that's not an easy profession. And if you're the high things, you're going like 300 days a year, like 360. You're like working like 300 days a year. We only see a couple, but like they have to do house shows, which are non-television shows. They have to go work out all the time in between traveling and doing shows, and they're traveling all the time. They got to do other things. If they're famous like The Rock, they have to do like interviews and things. It's a lot of fucking work. It's exhausting, they say. Like, it's why I think so many of them like went into drugs, because after a while, like they mentally are just done, and they have to keep going. Because most of them get on drugs like Pill-Wise or cocaine or something.
Yeah.
So so The Rock is a good, because I don't think he did that stuff, and if he can handle that kind of pressure, So that leads me to my guy, a guy named John Tenta, who was known back in the heyday of wrestling, back in the golden era, as Earthquake, a Canadian wrestler. The reason why I picked him is because he did sumo. He did professional sumo before he became a professional wrestler.
Oh, you're a cheater.
And he went 21-0 before he left. He did not lose one match.
And then just dipped.
Yeah, he said the life was hard. Like, not the beating people. He could do that easily. He was like, man, his life's kind of hard. I can do something like easier for more money in America. That was mainly the thing. It's actually why I think a lot of Hawaiians won't ever really get back to doing sumo, because they're like, well, I can go do football or professional wrestling and make more money for another really hard life. He did say that was the hardest thing he's ever done, though.
Shout out to Haneda.
Yeah. By the way, a cool thing, if you can find, it's really hard to find them, but if you can find photos of him when he was sumo wrestling, he had gotten a tattoo before they, I don't want to say drafted, recruited him. So he's always wearing like a bandage around this arm, because you're not supposed to have a tattoo. So he always had like a flesh colored bandage around his bicep.
Oh.
Yeah. 3 that's 3 tournaments, just not losing, and then was like, dude, I don't like this lifestyle. But if you go 21-0, you probably have a shit ton of sumo skill. And he was giant. He was called Earthquake for a reason. He was huge.
Oh, he's a big boy. Okay, I will Google. I need to look up Earthquake.
Yeah. Look up Earthquake. He was a badass in my opinion.
Okay, I don't know. What other questions you got, sir?
So from Brenda,
Brenda,
she
my
asked
fellow. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
she asked if the JSA will force retirement on Goji, who keeps forgetting how to tie Mawashi, or leaving the sandals behind on the matches because they're super old.
Yeah, I'm more and more getting a little bit annoyed with Gyoji's not being able to, have a fast reaction time and getting out of the way. They've, I think once this tournament and twice last tournament, a Gyoji was in the way, like basically obstructed a win. And I thought that was weird. And so in this tournament, we had two Gyojis who are two loose Mawashis. Me and Brenda are very big sticklers of loose booty Mawashis. And it took the Yobidashi, like he, paused it, fiddled around with it in the back, which was really annoying. And then the Yobidashi had to come and actually tie it for him. I don't think they need to be fired because it takes a long time to become a Gyoji. I do think that they should go back and do some Mawashi tying training.
I mean, they are pretty old. She's right there. They might not be strong enough to pull that thing up. We don't think about it, but that takes some strength.
Yeah.
And my thing is, yeah, most time when they get there, they're usually in their late 50s already. When they get to the top division, at least.
Uh-huh.
And I don't remember, but the Japanese has like a retirement age. Don't they like 64 or something? Mm-hmm. Where you're just like, you're done.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
I think it's 65. I think it's 65. Oh, somebody's calling you.
No, I want to know this. I want to know this.
You're talking about retirement age in general in Japan?
Yeah.
65. I'm pretty sure because my father-in-law just retired.
Age 60. They changed it.
Oh, they went down? What was the retirement a year or two?
No. Or they raise it. I don't know. I have both answers. I have one saying 60, one saying 65. The public pension was raised to 65.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, he retired at 65, full pension.
But yeah, so I mean at 65 you're gonna retire anyway, so they probably only have like 15, 20 years up in the top division. And that's if they're good enough to get up there.
Brenda wants to become the first American Yobidashi, and I feel like I'm here for it because I feel like she would do a phenomenal job. How do Americans apply to become a Yobidashi?
I have no idea. I don't know how Japanese people do it, honestly. Like, how do you apply to do that? It's got to be hard. You have a lot of stuff. You do all the crap work.
I know, but maybe like you're in Sanctuary, you join a stable, you're too scrawny, and you just it's like you join the monastery, kind of.
I got you. All right. Well, okay. This last question from Matt Shields.
Matt Shields
is a very good question. It's favorite new rival.
Sorry, Matt. Corey is very salty that you beat him. I just wanted to sprinkle that in there. Okay, go ahead.
Favorite new rivalries?
Oh, easy peasy. Gonoyama and the artist formerly known as Ochiai.
That's really cool. I agree with that. That's a pretty awesome one. I want to see Hoshoryu have a good one with Kirishima.
Oh,
he lost his guy he's been rivaling with since he came up, and that's Wataru Kage.
Okay.
We don't know when he's going to be back, if he's going to be back. He's got that bad of an injury, so.
And his brother Wakamoto Haru isn't really avenging his brother.
He's still a great wrestler, but you don't get the same fire between those two guys.
You don't get that fire.
In fact, I haven't even seen it really with Kirishima and Hoshoryu, but I hope that I will. I hope that that being both Ozekis, they're going to start fighting each other hard.
Yeah. They're going to go hard.
I hope so, because I haven't seen it yet, but I would love that. Because and we talked about on this for like 2 years almost on this show about how Wakatai Kage and Hoshoryu, they had the best rivalry in sumo, and or did for a long time. They were just killing it.
Yep.
And I mean, even when they weren't fighting, it didn't matter if they weren't fighting for you shows. They were just like they would go at each other like, "I will destroy you."
Yeah, I love it. I'm here for it. And that's
that was where Hoshoryu got that what's it called? Arm over the back.
the fisherman's throw.
Ippo or whatever the hell, Ippo or something. Yeah, the fisherman throw. Yeah, I can't remember the Japanese name for it, the sumo name for it. It's almost the same in judo and in sumo. I know that. But anyway.
Oh wait, no, I do know which. Squee nugget. No, not squee nugget. Because that means you have to use your leg.
It's when you get the arm over the back and then you kind of bend down and they.
Somebody put, and I did judo for a long time and don't know what the fuck the name is. Put it down in the chat. I'm sorry. Yeah. But yes.
I can't remember at the moment either, but yes, that was them. That and fantastic fight. And that's still one of the best fights I've seen in the last 5 years. It was fantastic.
Yeah. They
were just back and forth, and then Hoshoryu was like, "Oh, I'm gonna lose. I got my back to you, but I have your arm."
Yeah.
I still see that pop up on like message boards and stuff, or like I don't know, Reddit or something. And people are like, "Oh my god, that's sumo. That looks like judo. That's freaking awesome." I'm like, "I know, sumo's good."
He's got a lot of good judo moves. He's got some beautiful judo moves. I picked Gonoyama and Ochi or Hakuoho because I saw the spark of the rivalry right down in Juryo. Like when Gonoyama beat the Golden Boy, and I was like, ooh, when I saw them fight this basho at the top level, there's some like, it's personal in this one.
I think Yona is getting a little annoyed that Hakuo
getting all the shine, eh?
It's getting all the shine.
Yeah. Gonoyama that's what I'm saying, that you could see it.
Because sometimes that pushes you to be better.
Yeah.
Akubono said that the only reason he got so good so fast is because the Ohana brothers were there. And he freaking wanted to beat them so bad because everybody talked about them all the time, and he was like, "Oh," he didn't even care about the rest of the tournament. He was like, "No, I gotta beat them. I have to beat them." That sometimes gets you going.
That's what makes for a good rivalry, and that's why I picked them, because I can see, they're gonna be tit for tat every single tournament, and it will constantly, and it's only making both of them better. So I am 100% here for it. I'm gonna say Ochi wins next time around. He's gonna go back to the drawing board. He take everything that he learned this basho. He's 19, so adjustments to slight adjustments to. He now has fought mostly everybody in the top rank, and he is probably gonna actively create, come up, fight and learn how to defend for each single one of their styles. And I am here for it. So it's going on. Sorry.
Speaking of, I heard something off of Grand Sumo Breakdown that Hoshoryu's win puts him in the top 10 of youngest guys to freaking win a top division U show. I think he's like right below Takesho. And like
really?
7 of the other 8 guys in front of him were all Yokozunas. The only one who hasn't become a Yokozuna is Takesho, but he's also a 3-time Yusho winner at this point, and a long time Ozeki. And he still has a shot. I mean, he's 26. It doesn't mean he's not done. So he still has a shot too. But I'm just saying that's a good place to be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're like in an area where like everybody except for one has become a Yokozuna, and the one who hasn't still has a shot because he's still young enough to do it, that's
a damn good place to be.
That's a damn good place to be. So I heard off of that one. So that's really cool, and I think it's a good place to end it today because I'm alcohol here.
Ooh, me too.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the guys who joined us in Breakfast in the Boss Show.
Yeah.
We will try to have something out in August, but we meant to have something out in June and we did not get to it. I'm sorry. We'll try to have something out. We have ideas. We just don't always have the time.
Yeah.
True. But thank you guys. Thank you so much. And get your sumo on. That's what I always say. Get your sumo on.
Sumo on. Yeah. Ah. Bye bye, bottle.